lesbians are getting divorced at an alarming rate. But I thought that men were the problem, ladies. I mean, if you're getting with other women, shouldn't it be perfect? We're the problem, right? Men are the problem. Our deep baritone voices, dun dun dun, our scary muscles, all that body hair that we don't want to see on you broads, so shave your pits, okay? Yeah, we're so scary! And we beat up women. We beat up the Wayman, right? Wayman never beat us up or start any type of violence with a man. Oh, no. So do some muff munching, and it'll solve all the world's problems. Apparently not. So, this is written by somebody named Trish Bendix. Weird name. I got engaged when I was 25. I had been dating my girlfriend for less than a year, and we already lived together. Let me just point something out here. You can't get married if you're gay. Marriage is for men and women, all right? You can try and redefine things all you fucking want. Men and men, women and women can't get married. Women and dogs, you can't get married. It's not marriage. You can't just willy-nilly change the definitions of things just because you don't like those definitions. I mean, you can, but yeah, that's just not accepting reality, right? I want to change reality. Yeah, sure you do. So, the proposal surprised me. I guess she was the woman in the relationship. There's always with these lesbian broads, it's very interesting, isn't it? You always got one who's the more dominant, masculine type, which I find odd. Lesbian women talk about how they don't like men, but they pick broads that are masculine. If you like masculinity so much, guess what? He has a cock! She doesn't. You should go for him. Nah, I don't like men. Meanwhile, she's dating a broad that's as much like a man as a man, but no cock. Very interesting. And then they pull out the dildos out of the drawers and they, go to jackhammering on each other. It's very strange. You hate men so much. You've got drawers and drawers full of their body parts that you use on yourselves, including strap-ons. Okay. So she goes on to say, I didn't know what else to say, but yes, when my girlfriend asked me, because that's just what you're supposed to say, right? I could say no. If you don't like her, you don't want to get married. Very submissive, very agreeable, like women are. Oh, no, that's so sexist. You can't say that women have one specific criteria that applies to only them or applies to them more so than men. Oh, that's evil. It's true, though. Then suddenly everyone was asking when the wedding was, and I was married by 27. Legally in Iowa, one of the few states that allowed same-sex marriage at the time. Maybe 27 seems like a totally normal age to get married. Well, you weren't married because you're not a man and a woman. So I don't recognize this bullshit you're calling a marriage as a marriage. You weren't married. It's a lie. You're not married. You can create this whole little solipsistic bullshit world and bubble that you want to live in and call whatever you want to call it, but it's not that thing, okay? You can call yourself a fucking garden gnome. That doesn't make you a fucking garden gnome. And two women can't be married. But anyway. But considering I'd essentially rushed into it, it wasn't ideal for me. And so, unsurprisingly, it ended in divorce. You two women, you should be getting along great, right? The men are the problem. A new study from the United Kingdom Office for National Statistics suggests I was something of a trendsetter. No, that's very normal, actually, with these lesbian couples, all right? Lots and lots of friction. In fact, there's more domestic violence in lesbian relationships than there are in man-woman relationships, because at least in a man-woman relationship, there's some threat to the woman of being hurt if she's dopey enough to hit a guy. Of course, a lot of times, most of the time, in fact, the guys don't hit her back. Because, of the threat of that whole Duluth model that says that any type of injury sustained in some kind of domestic squabble is the guy's fault, even if it's the woman's fault. But hey, we have patriarchy and we have male privilege, and women are the ones that are oppressed, right? Yeah. But at least in a situation where you're the stronger male, it's less likely that a woman's going to attack you, but not that much less, but it's less likely. So, yeah, lesbian relationships have a higher rate of domestic violence than straight couples. Not really surprising, to be honest. Women are so emotional, right? You don't have the man's logic and reason to counter the woman's emotionality. A woman gets mad, she gets upset, the man uses logic, reasoning, calm her down somewhat, balance out her emotional nature. That's what's supposed to happen with men and women. They balance each other out. Two women, emotion, it's just going to escalate until you start beating each other up, right? So marriage equality came to the UK in March 2014. 3 months later, there were 1,400 same-sex marriages, 56% of which were women. By 2015, 22 of those couples broke up. In 1 year, okay. By 2016, the number of divorces leaped to 112. So within 2 years, almost 10% of those people were divorced. Okay. More than 3/4 of which, 87, were lesbian couples. The majority of divorces were lesbians, not gay boys. Okay. The most common reasons for these splits was unreasonable behavior. Yeah. Which can mean anything from refusing to get a job to being unfaithful. But sociologists believe the higher divorce rate among lesbians is caused by women having higher expectations and rushing into a commitment. Higher expectations. In what regard? Could you be more specific? Even before same-sex marriage came to Britain, lesbian couples were nearly twice as likely as gay men to end a civil partnership. See, they already had their own arrangements. Civil partnerships. No, we need to have the exact same recognition as cisgendered scum. Breeders. And using language like that, it's obvious I have contempt for them. But I want to be on the same footing as them. Yeah, this is so stupid. Just because you don't have the exact same qualifier doesn't mean that you're not equal in the eyes of the law. It's just a different qualifier because yours is a different relationship. It's not the standard. It doesn't fit the definition of marriage, which is men and women. Not men and men. Women and women are men and dogs or women and dogs. There's a trend with women marrying their dogs. I made a video about that a while ago. Some broad married a fucking dog. Oh, my God. But, yeah, there's a specific definition for marriage. But we need to be recognized the same way, even though we hate these people. Okay. So, yeah. Of the 794 partnerships dissolved in 2012, almost 60% were by female couples. Gunnar Andersson, a professor of demography at Stockholm University, found the same trend in 2013 in a study of civil partnerships in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. Queer women were twice as likely to dissolve their same-sex partnerships as men. Twice as likely, 100% more likely. That's a lot. Twice as likely. That's huge. Yeah. This reflects trends in a heterosexual marriage. This reflects trends. Okay. Because women are more prone to say they want to marry, but they're also more likely to initiate a divorce. Yeah. He told The Independent. Women usually have higher demands on relationship quality. Not been my experience. They have unrealistic expectations, and they don't really want to put the work and effort in because there's no consequences if they just give up on the marriage. In fact, they get rewarded, so why try? Even if you control for age, there's still a trend of more women ending partnerships than men. Yeah, because they get a fucking payout at the end. I admit, I had high expectations for my marriage, which wasn't a marriage. But I wasn't the little girl who dreamed of a white dress and big formal wedding. I actually didn't even really fantasize about being someone's wife. Of course not, you're a radical man-hating feminist. But I didn't want a feminist lesbian who doesn't subscribe to society. But didn't I? So a feminist lesbian who doesn't subscribe to society. She's a bad writer. I hope. Right? I have a call. Okay, let's. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Sith, I'm doing fine. And you?
I'm fine here.
So what can I do for you? What'd you like to say?
I was hearing about lesbian couples. It's very funny.
Yes, I think so. You know that I don't. Go ahead.
I've banged a lesbian once.
You did? How is she a lesbian if she banged you? Why did she? Okay, I'm curious. So, how is she? I mean, how did you get her to bang you if she was a lesbian or is a lesbian? Or,
She was upset with her partner.
and you just, you slid in there, took advantage of her emotional instability and her being upset. And,
Yeah,
good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Was she any good and bad or not really?
a freak.
Oh, she was a freak, really?
Yeah, because she didn't. It was a very long time she didn't fuck a guy. That's why.
Did she like it? Well,
Yeah, she liked it, but
See,
then she went back to her girlfriend. So
of course. Yeah, I have some pet theories about that myself, but I don't believe in lesbians. I think it's all bullshit.
okay, I can tell you.
Yeah, I don't think it's real.
I can tell you. She told me I prefer to be with girls because emotions, because it makes me feel good. Whatever.
Yeah. Too much indulgence in emotional thinking and viewing of the world through your lens of emotion. Yeah, so I prefer to be with a Wayman. Yeah, I guess she thinks it's easier, although I doubt it's as fulfilling or rewarding. Maybe there's less demands. I don't know. Maybe it's more demanding being in a normal relationship. I have no idea.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have nothing to compare it to because I've never went gay, so I don't know. So, if I had banged a bunch of dudes, I could tell you, but I don't have any frame of reference. But that's my thinking. Yeah, it's probably is just easier. But at the same time, there's more effort required. There's also more rewards.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, what I can say is that lesbians, most of them, they only are these girls because they've been hurt in the past. Maybe they've been sexually assaulted, maybe raped.
Yeah.
Maybe they're crazy.
Yeah.
Can be a bunch of different things.
Yeah, I talked about that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Indoctrination too.
Yeah, the feminist, the man-hating feminist ideology. Yeah.
Yeah. But I can tell you, once she was in bed, she didn't think about her girlfriend.
Oh,
that's all I can say.
Good. That's great. Yeah, take advantage of them when they're down and vulnerable. That's the way I see it. That's the best time. That's the best fucking time.
It's so easy. Yeah. They have no logic. It's easy.
Yeah, I don't believe in lesbians. I mean, I've said this myself that they're just people that have suffered some kind of trauma and they, hate men because of that. They haven't really processed the experience or the emotions, so they just get with women instead. I mean, come on. You can't say you hate men or that you love women and then you got a drawer full of fucking dildos. I mean, if you go check out some gay dudes, okay, yeah, they got dildos too. Because they like cock. But you're not going to see drawers full of synthetic pussies, okay? Because they don't like beef curtains, all right? They like cocks, okay? Well, turns out so do lesbians. Well, then if you like cocks, you're not a lesbian, okay? I'm sorry. Don't tell me you're a lesbian. And then I open up your fucking sock drawer and there's like 10 dildos and the 11th one is a fucking strap-on. Don't a big giant black cock, strap-on and tell me that you dislike men. That's absurd.
Well, that's very absurd. That woman that I banged, that lesbian woman, she had some dildos. She showed me some pictures. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. She bigs and small, big ones and small ones. Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah, I mean that would be like me saying that I'm you're gay. Oh, I'm gay, but I got a drawer full of those like silicone pussies and those fleshlights and shit.
Pocket pussies, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why would you have that if you were? I don't get it. It's contradictory. It's contradictory. Well, hey, thank you very much, Sith. Nice to hear from you.
Just to end, I don't know if if you have seen the article about that woman that took testosterone and had a kid.
No, I didn't hear about that.
She has some mustache, and they are telling, "Oh, the first man to have a kid."
Oh, okay. I think I do remember seeing that. Some picture,
They were.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now. I don't remember the names, but I remember seeing that in passing. It didn't really interest me that much. It's so stupid. The first man. It's not a man. It's some broad that's taking testosterone and has a fake penis, or not even a fake penis because it's got to give birth. They got to give birth, so. you can't have any fake penis down there. So it's just a Wayman that took testosterone and grew some facial hair. So stupid.
There's one theory why so many women want to turn gay. It's because they know they cannot get any penis. It's impossible to implant a penis as of now, as of today. So they are envious. It's easier for a man to cut his penis than to have a fake pussy because it's just cutting it and making a gap wound inside your body.
Oh, you're talking about the transgender people changing their gender.
It's all linked. It's all the same bullshit. The gay LGBT crap they've
Right.
been feeding us for the past 30 years.
Well, the other problem is that there is actually no male privilege. Feminists know these. Most women know this, okay? If they were to change themselves into men, they would lose all their privilege as women. They don't want to do that. That's why the majority, that's the main reason I think, why the majority of these transgender people are men transitioning to women, because it's so much better to be a woman in the Western world than a man.
Well, that's why so many gays want to turn into women. That's what I think.
I'm just looking at how society treats women. They treat them like they're goddesses, like they're freaking queens. They've got all these special privileges. You're almost guaranteed to get a good job. You can whine and complain, I'm not making enough money, gender pay gap. And then you'll get paid more money for doing less work. I mean,
Well, I have the impression that women were never oppressed. Since the dawn of time, they've been treated like goddesses, in fact. They've been treated very well. Men can sacrifice themselves. They've been feeding them, sacrificing themselves, creating all we have around us, all the modern technology. And yet they bitch. It's disgusting.
Yeah. I've talked about this stuff before. Yeah, that essentially, I don't believe there's ever been any actual oppression. I mean, reality oppresses both men and women, but women haven't had any particular special type of oppression put upon them by men. Any oppression that's been put upon them, it's called reality. Having to have babies, having to be the one to raise them. The man is stronger, more productive. In the area of work, of course, he's going to be the one that goes out and hunts, goes out and works. He can produce more wealth. It makes more sense that you would stay home with the kid, especially considering that you're the one that actually gets pregnant. They've just been oppressed by what's called reality. There hasn't been any actual oppression because men suffer their own pitfalls, and they have to risk their lives more. They have shorter lifespans. Yeah, women thinking that men are having fun swinging that pickaxe in that coal mine. Think again, ladies. We're working on that petroleum rig. Yeah, I love getting cancer. Yeah, that cancer's great. Yeah, getting lung cancer. Wow, that's yeah. But you're oppressed, ladies. Not.
Well, Sorry. All I can say, it's the contrary. Men have been protecting women since the dawn of time with their lives and their labor. It's the contrary.
Yes,
they have been shielded from reality.
All right, I agree. Well, thank you, Sith. Thank you for your 2 cents. It's greatly appreciated. Take care. That was Sith and that Sith giving his 2 cents on the Wayman. Kind of preaching to the choir, but it's still good to hear. Some of you out there haven't heard a lot of my material. So, okay. So this woman's calling her ex-wife. Oh, weird. This whole trend of women getting married, bizarre. It is just bizarre. I don't accept this bullshit rebranding of reality and trying to change it to fit these this PC bullshit. The rate of same-sex splits was actually slightly lower for same-sex couples than heterosexuals, only if you include the gay men. For the gay Waymen, it's higher. If you just look at lesbians, yeah, the divorce rate's higher, much higher. It's only when you throw in the gay dudes to try and balance things out. Divorce is never fun. Take it from me. Yeah. Who you robbing in a gay relationship, right? Well, you just go by who's getting paid more, right? So if one lesbian partner's making more than the other, then that's the one that pays the alimony, I guess. Yeah. But it's less inevitable if we enter into marriage with partners who are really right for us, and whom we're never right whom we're really right for. This woman's a horrible writer. God. Yeah, yet another problem I have with fucking young people these days. They can't write for shit.